slow the whole world down for you. I'll make it all up to you. If you want me to. Slow the whole world down for you. I'll make it all up to you. If you want me to. I'll slow the whole world down for you. If you want me to, I'll make it all up to you. If you're down, then I'm coming through. If you want me to.
Hello and welcome to the second installment of OPAL Radio, a series where I delve into my favorite thing ever, independent artists and their music. It seems that I'm on my podcast grind, but don't worry, singing is still my first love. I go by Your Friend Grace, and today I am joined by Covens. Covens is an independent artist hailing from the UK, and she specializes in the electric/electropop music genre. So welcome, Covens, to OPAL Radio.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. How are you doing, first and foremost? Just today, what are the vibes, the energies?
The vibes are immaculate today, I feel.
Awesome.
Been having a really good day, very relaxed, very chill.
Good.
So.
And how's the weather over there? I'm so curious.
It is absolutely raining right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Every time
I love rain. So.
Yeah, me too. Honestly,
Yeah.
the sounds, the vibrations. Alright, so we'll jump into the questions if that's okay with you. So how did you first start in music? I know this is a very broad question, but from what you can remember, I guess your earliest memory to now.
So I was heavily involved with music as a kid. So my granddad was pretty much my first, like,
Aww.
I guess, like, supporter.
So cute.
He would always kind of encourage me to do, like, music and singing and stuff, and I was in choirs in school and everything, and I played a few instruments. The best, like, experience, I guess, was the Year 5 orchestra, playing the trombone with my friends. That was fun. Then I also played the saxophone as well.
Okay, awesome.
And sort of dabbled with, like, the piano and guitar as well. And then, like, because I really thought I wanted to do singing. But then I sort of fell into composing music instead. And then when I was about 18, I sort of really started to struggle with, like, my hands and everything. So I switched over to kind of, you know, more music production. And, you know, it's been a hell of a ride ever since.
Wow.
Like, I started music production when I was about 17, I think.
Oh, wow,
okay. Like, the first thing I ever made was a remix of Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey, which is still up.
Amazing way to start. Oh, gotta check it
out. And looking back, I'm just like, why did I use that sample? Why did I use this? Why did I do that? But, you know, for a first attempt, it's like I can kind of look back and say, like, you know, that wasn't actually that bad.
Right.
You know, and it kind of just shows growth, I guess.
Yeah.
And then this year, I finally got the confidence to start releasing stuff on Spotify.
Yes.
And ever since then, it's been absolutely crazy. It's been all uphill from there.
Amazing. No, your music is so, like, just the sound quality and just,
Thank
you know,
you.
just the whole, it's so well-rounded, and I'm just like, you need to be known. Like, this is absolutely amazing. And I so admire artists who come from, like an instrument background. Yeah, because, you know, I feel like those two things kind of go hand in hand. You can kind of, you know, help yourself out with, like, the past experience you have with instruments as well. So that's amazing. So the next question that I had was, what is a major lesson that you've learned in your creation? This could be, like, a current lesson, something that you're kind of gradually learning yourself, or maybe something that happened in the past. Just anything, really.
I think the biggest lesson was confidence within myself, my abilities, because for the longest time, I was like, oh, I'm not good enough to put my music on Spotify. I'm not good enough to kind of promote this. I'm not, you know, it was a lot of that kind of negative self-talk, which doesn't do anyone any favors, really.
Not at all, yeah.
I kind of got to the point last year after a bit of a breakup where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna start doing the things that I want to do. And now look where it's got me. I mean, I started doing a bit of acting as well. The end of last year, start of this year, which led to me being in a music video.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah, I got paid like £250 to sit in a McLaren car.
Amazing. So there you go.
That was a really fun time. And yeah, I just said to myself, like, you know, like, why aren't I doing more of my music?
Right.
Like, I put all of this time and effort into it, then I kind of just upload it on SoundCloud and completely forget about it.
Yeah.
And overcoming that kind of fear, I guess, has been doing wonders for me this year, because I'm just like,
amazing. You
know, I'm expressing myself to the world, and, you know, I'm putting stuff out there, and it's felt very empowering, actually. Like, amazing. Just kind of, you know, actually doing something with, like, all these, like, years and years of doing music and whatnot.
Yeah. Just to be able to say that it's, like, 100% from you as well. No, I'm so glad that you were able to overcome that, because I definitely, so many artists can relate to that, just kind of that fear. But yeah, I feel like getting over that discomfort is, like, one of the best things that you can do, because it's only up from here, you know? Like you said, like, as soon as you got over it, you've just kind of been noticing how things have kind of been falling into place, and, you know, so yeah, it's only up from here. That's amazing. So I always am curious to ask artists this. What is a specific song or a specific artist, it could be from any time, that has really influenced you? And influence is kind of broad, but it could be like influenced your sound, influenced your motivation, you know, anything like that.
I would definitely have to say Adventure by Marion. That entire album was one of the things that really actually got me interested in wanting to make my own music. So I just remember listening to it and just wanting to know like how he made it. And I kind of just look back on that album with such fond memories, because I remember it kind of just brought me like so much joy in my life, and I met like tons of people through just like being on Twitter, being active when that album came out. And then Shelter Live happened, and I met like some incredible people, and then, you know, Good Faith Live happened, and it came at like this like the perfect time in my life. And then Nurture Live happened, I met even more people, and you know, I would just kind of like I remember meeting Marion after Good Faith Forever this year. And I actually got to tell him just how much his music had inspired me. Awesome. And I was crying. I was like I finally got to tell him how much he is an inspiration to me. And as I said, like, you know, it was Adventure that inspired me to start making music, and then it's just brought me so much joy. No, that's so wholesome.
That's awesome. Like, it's so cool to see how like some, like, I guess the following of other artists, or like, you know, creating a community out of people who have really resonated with an artist's work, and then through that, like, you know, like you're making your own music, and then, you know, it's possible that, you know, some of the other people you might have connected with are also artists, and then it's like you create your own things out of like the inspiration that you got from like a creation. So that's awesome. I love like Twitter, Discord. I feel like those are just like the main spaces where you might run into some really cool people. So my next question, so this is specifically as like a independent artist, as a female independent artist, how has navigating the music world, or I suppose just navigating other people in music, been as an independent female artist?
It's definitely a boys' club.
For sure.
I've noticed. It is slightly insane. So every time I meet another like female producer, I'm just like, hi, please be my friend.
Yes. No, that's amazing.
Because it's just like, as I said, like, it's such a male-dominated industry, and sometimes I kind of do feel like I have to be a bit more masculine in how I approach these spaces. It's like I can't, you know, like in real life I tend to be like very like feminine, just very kind of, you know, very kind of chill, but like when I enter like these kind of spaces, I feel like I have to be a bit more like dominant, and you know, think more boy, as one of my college counselors told me one time. And it's like it's nothing new to me, because before I committed to doing music and everything, I was doing media and science. So they were also two very male-dominated industries. So
of course,
it's like I get what it's like, but at the same time, it's like it's so weird. And I I don't think I've fully figured it out yet.
Right. It's mainly why I was so inspired to start interviewing female artists, just because it's almost a situation where you, like you said, you have to kind of come in with this masculine energy, but also like have your guard up in a sense, because, you know, I mean, I'm sure from all female musicians' experience, when someone approaches you, like, it's almost like, you know, you kind of have to be, you know, aware of, like, you know, the intent, or it's like, why is this person offering to do this, or like, why are they asking me to do that, you know, type of thing. So it's definitely interesting to navigate, and especially as a smaller artist, you know. It's like, and also like going back to like knowing your worth as well, like just being aware, I think, is super important. And knowing the worth within your music as well. So.
Yeah, like you have to just like girl boss it almost,
and
just
just
kind of slam your work down on the table, say you're not moving,
right,
and just you know, like, my worth is non-negotiable. Thank you.
But it's empowering to, like, you know, have these conversations as well, like, just to know not alone.
It's like, it's definitely nice to know that, you know, it's not so much of a boys' club after all, because I was really starting to think that it was, because all of the people I had kind of met before this year were kind of just men, and it was just like
it's like, it's like, where are the females at?
It gets a bit tiring, it gets a bit jarring, because, you know, all this like boisterous energy, and just like
so obviously there's some good ones out there, but we need to be united. We need to be united. So definitely agree with all of that. We are here at my last question, which is, what are some of your aspirations for the future? This could be, you know, maybe a goal you have by the end of the year, next 5 years, anything like that.
I definitely want to start doing live shows.
Awesome,
because I'm doing, like, I've planned kind of 2 music festivals this year, like just online on Discord. And the next one is literally next Saturday. It's not this Saturday, but the Saturday after.
Oh, awesome.
And I've done a set for that in FL Studio, like, I'll be completely transparent. But it's making me want to learn how to actually do these things on a proper set of DJ decks. Just 'cause it's so fun, just kind of, you know, like connecting like a bunch of songs together into like this like one coherent mix, and they always look fun as well. So I go to a lot of concerts myself, and they always look so fun. So I would love to start kind of doing my own live shows. But I need to learn how to DJ first and get some decks. But
that's amazing.
Other than that, I would sort of like to kind of be able to do like music full time. It would be an absolute dream. Like, come true. I would just absolutely adore like it's just it you know, thinking about it just makes me so happy. And that's why I'm just like so determined to do it, because I'm just like, well, this is clearly what I want, and this is what I've wanted for a very, very long time. And it's like, as going back to what I was saying before about like the confidence, it's like now I have the confidence to do it. I'm going to do it.
There it is. It's gonna happen. And if you feel it, you feel it. You know. When something's pulling you, you know. So you got it. 100%. I'm so excited to hear that you're doing shows. Wish I could be there.
The set will be up on YouTube. The set will be up on YouTube.
No, amazing. I'll definitely look into it.
It's completely online. Like, we're all just doing it via Discord. Like,
cool.
Streaming it through Discord. In a server, and then I plan to do more of them as well. We're with Orange Bloom.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But they are a lot of fun to plan, actually. It's like, if this whole music thing doesn't work out, I'm telling myself I'm going into events.
Right.
It's so fun.
It's so cool too. Yeah, definitely let me know. I will definitely tune in, and anyone that is listening as well. Yeah, tune in. So thank you so much, Covens, for agreeing to be on this little segment.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So this has been Opal Radio, and I'll see you in the next installment. Hey there, thank you so much for tuning in to the second installment of Opal Radio. In this episode, I interviewed Covens, and I had so much fun talking to her. She's so incredibly sweet. It is so amazing to be able to know all of these incredible independent creatives all over the world, I might add. But yes, I'm super excited to see what Covens does in the future. You should definitely check out her music. It is gorgeous, beautiful, ethereal, everything you could ever want. So yes, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!